Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pro Real Estate YouTube channel, where we break down all the strategies for team leaders and how to build, scale your team, and make it a more profitable team as you are building. I'm back today with Jake Rockwell. Jake Rockwell, say hi to everybody.
What's happening, everyone?
So today we got an interesting topic. As you've probably seen some of these videos on YouTube, they talk about joining a team or starting your real estate career solo. We are going to take a little bit different approach at this conversation. This is more for the team leader and what is going through the mind of new agents or even seasoned agents at that are possibly thinking about, hey man, I'm in the grind. I've done it. I've been wearing all the hats of real estate. I just want to be on a team. And you know what? Jake sells 500 homes a year, and still growing. And I've heard him jokingly even say, man, sometimes I wish I was on somebody else's team, right? So there is a lot of benefits to joining a team. We'll talk about a couple of the benefits of going solo as well and give you just a little bit different perception. If you're new to the channel, remember to like, comment, and share this video if you get any value from it. Also, hit the notification bell so that you are aware of the new episodes that we're dropping weekly. Jake, before we jump in, is there anything you want to add to this intro?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great topic, and it's a big decision for people that are either getting licensed or even seasoned agents on the direction they want to go. And yeah, like I said, like you said, some days it'd be easier to be on someone else's team, but it's enjoy. I'm looking forward to chatting about it.
Let's do it, man. Let's jump right in. All right, guys. So, Jake, before we get into today's topic, you've been crazy amounts of air flights and miles, and you recently came back from Mexico. Your son played in an international golf tournament. You flew back into Arizona. You flew all the way back over to Florida. All of this in the matter of maybe like 21, 25 days. I know that there's a short story in there somewhere, some kind of life lesson that you've picked up, something that you want to share with them, just to, give a little bit of additional value to the audience.
Well, probably it really kind of probably revolves around my son and the idea of doing everything you do, no matter how small or how large it is, the greatest you possibly can. And in golf, golf is meant to have bad shots and good shots. And when he's in his tournament, it's very typical where someone has a bad shot and they just kind of let go. Their focus changes, and when he's playing really, really well and he's even par through multiple holes, I'll even ask him, if you're even par, his focus is fully in the game and he's doing the greatest and best he possibly can. But when he has some bad holes and bad shots, that starts to go down. And we have to remember that we have to give it our A game all the way through, no matter what happens in the past. So that's probably one thing that we've had conversation about over the last month that I think really goes through any industry, anybody's life. And it's just doing the best we possibly can, no matter what we're doing, and giving it our all.
Yeah, I love that, man. So, focus, what you focus on expands, right? We know that to be certain in all industries. And one thing that also that reminds me of is, so LeBron James, famous basketball player in the NBA, what he talks about is also being even kill in a lot of those situations. So it doesn't matter if you hit the worst shot and it's like, hey, okay, what do I need to do next, right? Or it doesn't matter if you hit the game-winning shot the night before, if you got a new game up today. It's staying even kill, not getting too high on the victories, not getting too low in the losses, and just focusing on the task at hand. What is next? What do I got to do today? So today, what are we talking about? Joining a team versus going on your own. So what are some benefits of what is someone thinking about if they're going to go solo versus joining a team? What is someone thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, really, when you're talking about like a new agent, it's really about all they care about is how am I going to get successful? Where am I going to get the support? Where am I going to get the training? Am I going to get leads? All these things, and where do I go to get the best chances of success? We all know that 80% don't make it in this business, and when I started out 10 years ago, I didn't have a team to join. I wasn't planning on joining a team, but I had a business background. I have a high level of motivation, and I jumped all in and gave it my all, every day. And it evolved into what what we have today. But that it's really that support, and how are they going to become successful, and how can we as team leaders help them become successful? And that's really our mission as a team, is that it's not focused on the clients much anymore. It's more, we're focused on the agent's success, and we've built our team in such a way to really, really do the very, very best we can in helping them be successful.
Absolutely. And when we're talking about being successful, it's really getting ramped up in the business, actually doing deals, being out there. And before you can even be a real estate agent, you have to find a client, right? Everybody thinks like you're going to get in here, you're going to drive the Lamborghini day one, you're going to have the vacation homes, and Netflix sells it at selling sunset. It's just a glamorous life. But really, there's a lot of work that leads up to even getting a deal in the first place, right? So if you're going solo, what kind of activities is an agent doing versus when you're there on the team? Now, there's some similarities, but like there's systems and support structures to help that agent speed up, right? What are some of the tasks that team leaders should be thinking about alleviating off the shoulders of a new agent so that they don't have to do those activities?
Yeah, I mean, in the very, very beginning, it's a lot of administrative stuff, setting up your profiles and Zillow and Realtor.com, getting headshots, and just getting your business set up, working on the business. And a new agent has to do all of that. They've got to do all that stuff. They got to know how to do it. They got to have someone that's either showing them, or they are just kind of stumbling along, or watching trainings to show them what they need to do to build their business or start their business. And obviously a good team will take a lot of that off their plate. They'll get their headshots, they'll get their business cards, they'll help them get their profiles set up. They get their CRM set up. They guide them. They kind of step by step, hey, let's get your people into your database, and get all that stuff set up, where as a solo agent, you're doing all of that yourself and taking away some time. It's just a slower game, right? It's a slower process than joining a team that has it all figured out, that's been doing it over and over and over with multiple agents over years like we have. And so we've got a system and a process to do it, where a solo agent doesn't quite have that. And it's just going to take longer. And there's more, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, I would say, as you mentioned, that setting up the profiles and working on the business and figuring out the websites. So I've been lucky enough to experience both sides, right? Starting off solo versus joining a team that has brand recognition. Now, brand recognition is a big one. I think if you are, no, I know it to be true that brand recognition is a huge one when you're deciding to join a team in your local market, because that's ultimately going to help you attract business much faster. What I know to be true is that when you start off solo, all those hours, they're necessary, but all those hours that you're wasting putting in trying to figure out how to get a trifolder pamphlet with your information on it and your website, and you're trying to figure out your social media strategy, and all of this in essence is done for you day one when you step into a well-ran team already with the brand recognition on there, and the team is able to just put your name, your face, and help self brand you on alongside the team, and then you're off and running, and you get all of those hours back, all of that time back, to be prospecting for actual business that's going to lead to a paycheck, right? Because most people, when they join or a team, or they're going solo, or just getting into the real estate industry in the first place, what do they want to do? They want to make money, right? that's you,
That's
most agents
exactly. I
will.
mean, their main goal is how do I get to my first deal, and how do I get something in escrow and cash a check, and that's really, I mean, that's what we want for them too, and we want that as fast as possible so they can taste that success. And when you get that first deal, it's a momentum starter, and then it's about teaching those agents how to keep that momentum going and build upon that. And you talk about brand, and I've always been, as I've moved brokerages a couple times over my career, and there's people, oh, the brand matters. Once you've built your business, the brand doesn't matter. Your brand matters, but not necessarily the brokerage brand, because the brokerages aren't getting you the deals. The logos aren't getting you the deals. But when you're a new agent and you join a reputable team that has a pretty good foothold in a community, when they're in those conversations as a new agent, they're talking to even friends or clients, family that know multiple realtors, right? And it's hard for a brand new agent to gain that trust, even of a friend, because like, hey, I'm dealing with a $500,000 or $1 million property. Get some experience first. But now that agent can go in and say, no, we're with this team. They're the number one team in Southern Oregon. So you're not hiring me, you're hiring all of us, including Jake or whatever. And so they have it makes that client feel more comfortable with hiring a new agent, knowing that they have this big old backup of a team that's going to take care of them.
Yeah,
And
and
so it does
speaking
help.
and speaking to that, so the difference is maybe a big box brokerage may position that. The advantage that I've seen from and I've been on like two or three teams since joining the industry, and what I found really interesting about the team concept with that, the way that you run it, is you send some of your seasoned agents out with the new agents on their listing appointments. So no longer is it just their, as I mentioned, let me retract my steps a few. So the big box brokerages will always tell you position XYZ brokerage. We're number one in this, we're number one in that, right? But sometimes the new agent doesn't have the confidence to say those type of things. So sending a seasoned agent, one of your top producers out with those agents as a kind of a big brother or big sister is really a different approach that you've built your team. But did that happen by accident, or was that something systematically that you thought of, or it was just kind of common sense? I mean, what was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of all of that, and really, yeah, with confidence. I mean, that's a big thing. I mean, once we can get agents to gain confidence, you don't have to know the answers to all the questions, but if you have the confidence in letting people know that you're going to get the answers, and so the shadowing part, it was just, I mean, naturally, when we were much smaller, when we were 4 or 5 agents, it was important to me that our clients were being taken care of. So we wanted to make sure a new agent going on a listing appointment or a buyer consultation was that client was being represented correctly. So we wanted a seasoned agent to be there. In the early days, it was me or my brother or someone that that had the experience, right? And so we still do that. And so when we have new agents, part of their 90-day onboarding is to really shadow open houses, listing appointments, buyer consultations, showings, all those things, so that they can see the experience, but they can also hear how the conversation goes with those clients. And it doesn't, obviously you don't learn it overnight just with one shadowing experience, but it's a step, right? And it's just a matter of, and some people coming into the industry have a lot more experience dealing with people and having those conversations. Some don't. So, I mean, we've got a new agent that's just crushing it, that had a lot of business experience and is seasoned in life. And so they didn't barely go through any of the onboarding, and they were making calls to expires and for sale by owners and having a lot of success because they just had the confidence on the phone and in person. So it's shadowing's a big part of the path to create success for our agents. So for sure.
Absolutely. So shout out to your brother, JR. One of the big things that he says when he brings people onto the team is, hey, come sit next to me for a week and just, you don't have to ask any questions. You don't have to, you could take notes if you want, but just listen. And Milet talks about this in a lot of his speeches. He says, a lot in parenting or in life is caught, not taught, right? So you can tell someone something over and over and over again, but sometimes until they see it in action and they repeatedly see that, then they actually will then pick up that habit or say, oh, okay, now I understand. It's kind of the visual concept versus the audio concept, right? So sometimes it takes seeing it for it to click. And I think that's what the shadowing opportunity provides for a lot of agents. Now let's switch gears really quick. So it's not only about new agents. Sometimes I hear in this industry, joining teams is only for new agents. You should join a team if you're a new agent, or consider joining a team if you're a new agent. But you've had plenty of seasoned veterans in the game of real estate come over and start, selling real estate with the Rockwell brand. Why is that? What is going through a seasoned agent's head when they sit down for coffee with you and they say, Jake, I'm thinking about a change. What are some barriers that you notice? Like, what are the first initials? Like, hold on, I don't know if that's right for me. And then what are some of the things once those barriers start coming down that they start realizing is an advantage of being on the team?
Yeah, I think that, well, the biggest barrier, it comes down, I mean, it normally comes down to money, it comes down to that commission split. Hey, I've just split with my brokerage. Now, when I join the team, I'm going to split with you and the brokerage. And it's like, and so they see their commission split getting cut almost in half, when they join a team. But, they're smart enough and they've had enough experience to see all of the time that they have to put into their business as a solo agent. And time's money. And for us, it's about showing them that we can put more time back in their day and put more money in their pocket. It's not about percentages. It's about what goes in their pocket in the least amount of time. And some agents just want it easier. They don't want to have to deal with all the paper. They don't have to deal with the marketing. They don't have to deal with hiring photography and scheduling inspectors and all these different things. And they would like the help of the team, because when you have a really good culture on a team, a seasoned agent can send out a quick email to the team, hey, someone want to help me with a showing. And new agents will jump right on that because they want the experience. They might earn a little bit of money on that. And a seasoned agent is now applying leverage, which is the key, to getting your life back. I mean, we're in a business that when we're solo agent, we're self-employed. We're self-employed. We only make money when we show up. And until you create a business with that, you don't really get a chance to generate income without being there, right? And so seasoned agents, we've had a few over the last 6-9 months that have joined, and it was really because they wanted to take their business to another level. They wanted to do more business. They wanted help building their business and save time at the same time, So it's really those factors. And some of those agents, they don't all get it, because they're just looking at percentages. And that's a big mistake that people need to get out of their mind. It's not about percentage. It's about your time. And as we get older, and I mean, you're younger, but as I get older, time's starting to become really, really important to me on how I spend my days and how I spend my time, because it's limited, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And my friend, one of my business partners, Joel in North Carolina, on the back of his wall, he has the weeks of my life left, right? And every time I'm on a Zoom call with him, he has another check mark. I'm like, man, that's a little too much mind manipulation for me. But he's like, he's counting down the weeks, and it's just a visual representation to him to say, look, man, we don't have too many of these, as many as we think that we have left in our lives, right? With the seasoned agents also, you know what that reminds me of when you say we're getting our time back, we're getting our leverage, the systems are in place. That conversation to me sounds like the for sale by owner conversation when we're on the listing appointment, right? So the for sale by owner is only thinking about the commission that they're going to be paying, and they're not thinking about the net profit that we can actually help them achieve because we're able to market the property in a much better fashion. We have the systems and organizations and negotiation techniques to help them get a better price, because they're just thinking how much the list price is and how much commission I'm paying. They're not thinking how long is this thing going to sit on the market and how much is the next agent going to negotiate me down once I do get a deal. even if I get a deal, right? So with the seasoned agents, it's also they're looking at the commission split, but they're not looking at of the time multiplication that they're going to get back in their life, or how many more opportunities they're going to be out there getting because they're no longer bogged down by all of these other tasks. That leaves you with the highest income producing time on your table, which is meeting with clients, signing listing agreements, signing buyer agreements, showing houses, getting contracts under contract, and closing deals.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And when you think about it, a typical agent might do 8, 12, industry standard 8 to 12 deals a year. And really, we're teaching agents how to build a sustainable, repeat referral, sphere-based business, right? Because that's the ultimate business where it's just you're just getting calls and emails, people wanting to buy and sell houses. When you build that business, as long as you stay in touch with those people, right, on a regular basis. But imagine selling 8 to 10 homes a year, and it's, after 5 years, that's 50 sales, say, right? And the repeat referral business from that, where when you're on a team and you sell 20, 30 homes a year, and in 5 years, that's 100, 150, 200 sales of repeat referral business. You accelerate your business. And I mean, it's like agents that are complaining about a 35% Zillow referral fee on, Zillow Flex, which we're a part of. And it's because it's so many people are just short-minded and just not thinking big enough. And it's like, are you kidding me? I'll pay a 35% referral to get a customer or a client that could be that allows me the lifetime with that client and in the future business of that client. You never know what that opportunity is going to create. And you never know, if you don't take that deal, you cannot measure the missed opportunity on that. And so it's, when you have a good team, or you're joining a good team, and I think every brand new agent should join teams. And that's not just biased. It's just, you're going to have a much higher chance of making it and building your business. And the beauty with our team is people can join our team and we'll help them launch out and build their own team if that's what they want to do. Not, some people want that, some people don't want that. And it's just, you just got to identify what they do want to do. If they want to be in your shoes, then I'm going to help them build that team. That's the beauty of the brokerage we're with. It allows us to do that in a positive way. But it's really, just getting them to be able to build that and see what's possible. With a solo agent, it's just harder. It's doable. It's easier, but at least start on a team. And then if you want to go out and do your own thing, go do your own thing. You'll just learn a lot faster. But yeah,
I agree. I also think that 99% of the people that are coming into this industry are not thinking business like, they don't have the business like mentality that I'm going to be building a business. They're more transactional mindset that I need to go out there and find deals and close deals, right? So I believe this to be true, that when you join a team, you come into a place that you start seeing systematically, okay, this is how a business should be ran. There's seats on the bus. Everybody has a role and a position, just like a business does, right? Has a role and a position. And I don't have to wear all the hats. I don't have to sell real estate until I'm 80 years old and only worry about the last deal that I close and have to figure out the anxiety kicks in. I have to close my next deal. If I build this like a business, I can have a seat on the bus, apply that leverage, get the time back in my life, and actually do real estate, in my opinion, the right way, running it like a business. So last topic that I wanted to cover here today, kind of last piece of the puzzle. And you guys, let us know in the comments if you have a team. What are some strategies you use to attract agents onto your team? We'd love to know. We'd love to collaborate. If you want to be on the show and have us interview you, get on our calendar link below as well. We'd love to have you on the show and mastermind, collaborate. It's all about collaboration here with us. Now, Jake, you don't have to go into depth in this piece because we have multiple videos that we've broken down at creating a team-like structure, and you don't have to go into any kind of bashing session about what a a bad team is. But
Sure.
give me some contrast there of someone looking to join a team, because not all teams are built the same. What are some attractive features that someone should be looking for when they're joining a team, not just joining a team because, yeah, you guys are right, everything you've said on this sounds about right, I'm going to go join a team tomorrow, and ultimately may end up on a bad team. Do you understand where I'm a little
Yeah, no,
there?
absolutely. I think, not all teams are created equal, just like a lot of businesses, not all of them are created equal. And when you build the right team, you don't have to go out and recruit. People are going to be lined up to join your company. And I mean, we have agents and principal brokers from other brokerages and other companies. When a new agent comes to them, they direct them over to us, even though we're at a different brokerage, because they know and they're confident in our ability to help a new agent become successful. And that's, I mean, almost all of our agents were brand new agents, right? So it's a, there's a lot of small teams out there, and small teams are good. Sometimes they can be, a little easier to jump into than even larger teams, but smaller teams sometimes don't have it all put together. They don't have the support, the onboarding, and the training systems put together in a nice, organized fashion that allows an agent to come in and not wonder what's next. What do I do next? And that's what we've tried to accomplish is really, hey, a step-by-step process. And having all of it around, you've got support, you've got training, you've got leads, you've got culture. And when you put all that together, you got to kind of look at that. And if you're a new agent looking at teams, interview a few teams, talk to the agents on those teams, ask them about those things. What does your team do for fun? Do you guys do client events that allow me to invite my people to, like we do? What kind of support and what kind of trainings do you offer? What's the leads look like? What's the lead distribution look like? Because it's not always the same. Is it just the team leader dishing out the leads that they want to dish out, and they're taking on some of the leads? Which, there's lots of different ways to run a team, and there's lots of different ways to run a successful team. But you just got to figure out what's going to feel right for you. And I think when you can get into a team that feels good, the energy is jumping, and you've got people that are stoked and happy. It's just like going to a restaurant. When you see nobody sitting at the table versus the whole restaurant full, where do you want to go eat, right? And it's, you want that type of you want to join that type of a team. It doesn't always have to be a large team, but somewhere where you're going to get those different facets and that you feel that is going to give you the most success. It's teams are the way of the future. I mean, there's a reason that the teams, the mega teams, and the mega teams are exploding in this industry. They're taking over, and I hate to say it, but the future of the solo agent is declining, because it just makes more sense to be a part of a company that helps everybody get lifted, right? And again, it's those thinkers that aren't stuck on percentages.
Mm-hmm.
It's those thinkers that, hey, I want to be a part of something that's going to make me bigger. Because it's not all, I mean, the ultimate reason of getting in business for me or in real estate was not to sell real estate till I was 80 and just sell a ton of houses. It was to generate enough income to go and put the money to work for me by buying investment properties and getting to a passive state to where we don't have to work forever. I mean, that's the goal, is to be able to retire and enjoy and so forth. And so if you can do that faster with the team, if you can put more money in your pocket and then funnel that into smart investments or other areas to generate freedom and passive income, then the percentage doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, one thing that has always stuck with me when you told me this 8 years ago is you said, JJ, you can't save your way to wealth. And I didn't understand that maybe in that year that you told me in 2016 or 2017. And I had to go through my own learning curves, right? I was in my early mid 20s when I first met you. And as I started to get older and older, I was like, this is what he means with the investment piece, and not having, you're not having to you're not having to work and trade your time for dollars for the rest of your life. Where are the opportunities where I can put my money to work for me? Where can I apply leverage? And with that, I had one last question that came to mind as you're talking about teams, mega teams, why you created. I would add one piece to this conversation when you're out there interviewing teams or as the team leader being ready to answer this question is vision, right? I think every person that is going to join a situation should ask the leader of the team or brokerage or wherever you're going to end up, what's the vision of this company? Why did you start this company? And are you still passionate about running this company and where it's headed? Because as you mentioned, you started this and you're still building towards that. You're not burnt out and you don't have the mind of I'm trying to exit out of this immediately. And you've also talked about how the number one goal on your team is to help agents get what they want, make sure that they're happy, and whatever that happiness means to them, you want to help them achieve that happiness, right? And that piece of success in their life. And I think it's super important to understand what's the vision and why they started. And then from there, you're going to extract some knowledge about, is this a good situation for me? And where this person is headed, do I want to go there that way with them? Because there's a great quote that I've heard recently that says, you've gone a long way, but you went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything else for them today. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Any last thoughts on going solo, joining a team?
Yeah, no, I think it's, just do your research. And if you're new age, it just you want to join a team. I mean, it's just the way to go, at least to get started. And team leaders out there, keep your focus on the agents, focus on them, and everything will work out and you'll find success. And it's really, our vision is to grow a network of agents that are successful all over the country. And the beauty of obviously the company we're with, there's multiple avenues for streams of income, and there's just a huge opportunity for agents that choose the right path and work hard. And don't get me wrong, I'm not, I want to exit from some of the things that I do in my day, but I want to keep the things in my day that I love to do. And this kind of stuff I love to do. I love to help agents. I love to coach agents. But everyone should have an exit in mind of some sort, whatever that exit means. I was talking last night. It's not about retirement and just sitting and doing nothing. It's about waking up each day and doing exactly what you want from morning to night. And I don't have that perfect now. I mean, it's most people don't, but I'm trying to find the ways. How do I get these pieces out of my life or out of my day that I don't want to do, and that can be leveraged out or just removed, right? So yeah, it's a great industry. It's a great opportunity. I think that the winners will be the people joining successful teams and allowing that team to lift them to where they want to go and achieve their goals. So yeah,
absolutely. That's all we have for you guys. Jake, let them know how to get a hold of us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, reach out. There should be some links and contact information. If we can help anybody with their team, or even anybody that wants to collaborate a little bit, share. We're learning from others all the time. And that's how we're always changing, because I'm learning different things and working with some of the top teams across the country. And just reach out, and we'd love to jump on a Zoom or on a call and collaborate. So thanks a lot, JJ.
See you next time.
Yeah, take care.